Welcome back to some more Fan Art Friday. This time it's fun because it's not a cartoon and it's a real person. And in case you haven't noticed the title, or in case I don't draw that well and you can't tell, this time it's Lil Nas X. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Also, I am sorry that I did not turn off my ring light for this. I was not thinking, and so that circle is there pretty much the whole entire time. Yeah, I wasn't too smart with that. I don't know why I left it on. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyways, you might have seen in the beginning that I showed my first attempt, which was very, very ugly, if I do say so myself. And I mean, you know what? I'm not going to call it ugly. It wasn't that bad. It just didn't look like him, in my opinion, because it's not a bad drawing. It just doesn't look anything like him to me. So I wanted to do it again. So this is what the first one looks like. Even though I showed it, I'll show it again. This is what that first version looked like. And like I said, it's just not up to par. It's not where it should be. It doesn't look like him a whole lot. Yeah, so I decided to go with something different. So I used a different reference picture for the second one, and I kind of like the way it turned out a lot better. I think it looks a lot more like him, which is the second one is the one I'm drawing now, but I think it turned out a lot more like him, even though it doesn't look exactly like him. I've told you guys before, I'm not the greatest with likeness. Like, I'm not a realism artist, so it's not like I look at something and I'm like, I'm gonna draw that exactly the way it is. I'm more of a not conceptual, but like I like to do my own thing. I like to explore and whatnot, and so looking at something and replicating it exactly the way it is not really my forte, nor is it something that I like entirely enjoy. Although in instances like this, it would be cool to be able to like replicate his look very well, but in my style, because even people that like draw other people in their like whatever style they draw in, it still looks like the person, even though it's not realism. So something is not clicking with me with getting things to look like other people, if I'm making sense. Anyways, this is what I'm drawing this week. I greatly enjoyed his Monticello video, and so I was like, I'm gonna make some fan art of him because I can. I very rarely do fan art of celebrities. It's not really my thing, but every once in a while I get the urge, and this video gave me the urge. It made me want to draw all the scenes. Man, if I drew full bodies, that pole scene, I would have been all over that. But I don't draw full bodies, and I'm okay at full bodies. I'm not the greatest at it. So, you know, I'm gonna pick the things that I know I'm better at, which is portraits. So even though it doesn't look exactly like him, I'm good at drawing faces. Whether they look like the person I'm drawing or not is not the point. I'm good at drawing faces. So that's what I stuck with. I went with a floating head in this one, which I kind of like. Maybe I'll stick to that for like all the other celebrities that I draw. The couple that I decide to do, maybe I'll stick to like floating heads because I'm digging the look of it. But anyways, would you guys be able to tell? I mean, obviously not right now in this stage, but like when it's over, let me know. Would you be able to tell who this is if I didn't tell you? Like, if I just posted this picture, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say that I'm going to post it on my Insta and not say who it is and see if people know, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll post it in like the first line and then do like dots so that way people can put their guesses without actually looking at the whole thing. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do something like, can you tell who this is? Type of thing. But anyways, I digress. As far as this artwork goes, like I said, I do enjoy it. And that symmetry tool has become my best friend. I love the symmetry tool. I'm not very good with making things like straight across like that. Even when I use my guidelines, somehow this still ends up not being straight across. So this symmetry tool is like my favorite thing. I try not to use it too much because that's not really fun if like all your art is like forward facing symmetry. So I try not to use it too much. I try not to use it for every single drawing because, you know, that's just not fun. But when the opportunity presents itself, you can bet I'm all over it. For that first one that I drew of him, I didn't think it looked entirely like it. And I think my sketch was actually more detailed. So for my under sketch, which is, in case you didn't notice, I sketch traditionally because it's much easier for me to sketch with a pencil and a piece of paper than it is on an iPad. I've been a traditional artist all my life until October of last year, and that's when I started doing digital. So I'm not very good at like a lot of the things digitally, but sketching is definitely one of them. I'm not very good at sketching digitally. It's so hard for me. I don't know why. It's just so difficult. But sketching traditionally is so much fun and so easy, and I just love it. So I sketch traditionally, and then I take a picture of that, and then I make it the background layer of my drawings, and then I up the opacity, and then I draw on top of that, if that makes any sense. That's what I do. That's how I get my background sketch. But like I was saying, for this one, I mostly did only half of his face for the sketch. The other half I didn't kind of like flesh out as much because I knew I was going to be using the symmetry tool. So that's a nice little trick that anybody can use if you're not entirely sure. You know, if you know you're going to use the symmetry tool and you're not entirely sure if you're going to line everything up correctly, only sketch half the face out perfectly, the other half whatever. Most of the time I go with like parts that I like. So like sometimes I'll use the left side to draw something, and sometimes I'll use the right side to draw something, because the other side is going to do it itself. Anyways, that's enough about the symmetry tool. Let's get back on this art, or actually let's just get back on this video all together. So throughout history, throughout the centuries, people in the LGBTQIA plus community have been told you're going to hell, and all this other junk. But the minute somebody makes some satire about that, everyone's up in arms. So like, I really like this video, especially because, you know, witchy people too, they say the same thing, which is partly why I find Satan jokes so funny. Oh my gosh, Satan jokes are hilarious to me. They're one of my favorite types of humor. I also saw a post where someone said something like, would you guys be happy if Lil Nas also gave a lap dance to Jesus? Like something like that. I thought that was also hilarious. Honestly, some of my favorite memes that have been posted came from his own page, because it's not like I went looking for them, but the ones that I saw, they came from his page, and they were hilarious. So far, all the ones I've seen some TikTok videos from his too, and they're hilarious. You guys know how I feel about TikTok. You've seen my canceled TikTok video, so you know how I feel about TikTok. It's not my favorite app at the moment, probably never will be ever again. It just feels yucky to me now, but you know, I have seen some pretty funny ones on there, not from me personally, but from people that reposted them to Insta. So I also think he makes like some of the most like catchiest songs. Like he's really good at that, like really catchy music that you just kind of want to keep listening to. Plus he's very good at the internet. Like I need to get those internet skills because I'm not very good at it, but he's like very good at, like, you know, the things that he posts, and the memes that he's posting, his reactions to things. Like he's very good at it, like super good at it. I wish I was that good at it. It must be is he Gen Z? I think he's Generation Z. Must be a Gen Z thing. Us millennials, we're good at the internet, but not like Gen Zers who like grew up with the internet. So, you know, we're not as good at it as they are. Anyways, that's kind of all of the commentary I have about his video, because personally I don't have a lot to say besides I enjoyed the video, and I think people's reactions to it were either super funny or like super ridiculous. But either way, let's get back to talking about the art. So for a while I wasn't really sure if I was what background I was going to put on it. So at the end it looks like I end it, and then I come back and I put a background on it, which is basically the same background that the other one had, which is just a giant red circle, because you know I'm into the circle backgrounds. Not so much on my personal page, but if you've ever seen my little digital art page where I draw a lot of Invader Zim fan art, I'm into the circle background thing. But yeah, that's all. This is pretty much what my art is looking like. I like the way it looks when it's done, even though I don't think it looks exactly like him. I'm still happy with this one. I wasn't happy with the first one, which is why I redid it. But with this one, I am actually happy with how it turned out. Would you be able to tell it's him without me telling you? I don't know. You tell me. Would you be able to tell it's him without me telling you? I think you would. I don't know. I feel like the hairstyle and the braids give it away. But, you know, you tell me. You be the judge. Okay, that's all. See you Monday. Bye.